Let's all go back 50 years ago to the year 2019, when life was more simple and anime fans were enjoying films like Weathering With You. Then out of nowhere, China releases Nezha and bitch slaps Weathering With You and claims the title of highest grossing non-US animated film of all time. To start off, Nezha is the name of a god in Chinese mythology, and I grew up watching the cartoon and live-action portrayals of him at a very young age. The depictions of Nezha in these cartoons is a naive kid that fights against injustice whenever he sees it. You would see Nezha's playfulness and immature take of the world. The conflicts are often childish, and the characters were simple. It was a story made for a younger audience, but this film takes a more mature stance. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, Tai Zhen, a disciple of a Chinese god named Tianzong, is given the Spirit Pearl and the Demon Orb. He is given the task of transporting the Spirit Pearl to the unborn son of Li Jing, so he can become a powerful warrior that fights for justice. Annoyed by his master's decision to choose Tai Zhen over him, Shen Gongbao plots to switch the Spirit Pearl with the Demon Orb. The result is Li Jing's wife, Lady Yin, giving birth to a child that has absorbed the Demon Orb. His name is Nezha. Side note, I think this Chinese animation studio is a big fan of JoJo because so you know they must love sucking each other's dicks. Anyway, as Li Jing and Tai Zhen deals with the fallout, Shen Gongbao gives the Spirit Orb to the king of all sea dragons. The king gives the orb to his son named Aobing. Now, with the premise set, I just want to say the animation in this movie is absolutely beautiful, and the style is very unique compared to typical anime films. The fights are intense and the music fits in perfectly. The studio Chengdu Coco Cartoons was relatively unknown before the movie. This is all amazing when you consider the fact that this is the director's and studio's debut film. But my biggest takeaway of the film is that it takes a story that is originally made for kids and gives it a darker tone by adding a lot of real-world issues people face. Nezha's story begins with him terrorizing, pranking the local townspeople that his parents were meant to protect. He has no regard for other people's suffering and doesn't mind destroying the local town. You see the community in a state of panic whenever they see him. However, the reason why Nezha is such a troublemaker is because he tried becoming a normal kid, but everyone only sees him as a demon. Like, even his parents forbid him from leaving their home. You see his frustration with why people only see him a certain way, even though he's only a child. The movie is not shy, showing you just how lonely Nezha feels and confused with his purpose in life. After some training, Nezha decides to help a nearby fishing village being attacked by a sea ogre. In the process, he saves a little girl and makes a friend. The friend is Aobing, the holder of the Spirit Pearl. The relationship at first was hostile, but they cooperated to defeat the sea ogre. Nezha shows his emotions to Aobing because for the first time he meets someone his equal and truly wants to be his friend. You see who Nezha really is, an innocent child that was given a fate he didn't choose. However, you see the hope shatter when the villagers misinterpret Nezha's good deeds. He's right back to square one. Now you might be thinking, I bet Aobing must be having a better life since he was given the Spirit Pearl and not the Demon Orb. Wrong. His life is just as fucked up and he's given enormous responsibility at a young age. You see both protagonists struggle to understand their purpose in life and forbidden to have contact with the outside world. I just thought of something. You know what would be a skill that's super overpowered in this fantasy story? Therapy. The movie isn't about a heroic adventure of Nezha that's often portrayed in cartoons made before, but a story of two characters that had their fates chosen for them. There is no good or evil. Quote-unquote evil characters display justice, and characters fighting for justice are forced to make questionable decisions. The story loves creating characters that act a certain way, but shows the audience a different perspective that makes you understand their motives and goals. Even Li Jing is portrayed as an extremely strict parent and shows little interest in Nezha's life. But later in the film, you find out that he was willing to sacrifice anything so that his son can have a good life. Both Aobing and Nezha throughout the film are forced to make tough decisions because of the destiny they were given before they were even born. It's not until the final moments of the movie that they decide to fight against their predetermined destiny. I love how the studio used a story that was previously made for kids and turned it into something even adults can relate with. The storytelling is at its best when it makes you feel for each of the characters, because you understand the situation they are in. The reason why you should be excited about Chinese anime is because the proven success of the film has motivated Chinese animators to explore other stories. Multiple Chinese animated films that explore different stories from Chinese mythology began appearing in theaters right after the release of Nezha. They include The Legend of Jiang Ziya and another film about Nezha, but him on a motorcycle this time. The film series White Snake also came out the same year as Nezha. You can see Chinese animation studios are building something kind of like... No, not that one. More like this. This probably will age horribly, but we will see. My final thoughts are that this isn't just another good anime movie. It's a damn good movie, period. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Also, check out my other Chinese film recommendation videos if you want to see more.